Today I wanted to tackle the topic of Call of Duty Shadows. You know, that idea we've been floating around here for a while on the channel. A lot of you, the fans that watch, always have incredibly nice things to say about a Call of Duty game based on Commander Graves and his PMC, The Shadows. Commander Graves made his appearance in Modern Warfare's second installment of the current rebooted franchise that we have, and he is played by Warren Cole. And the actor brought incredible charm and badassery, if you want to call it that, to the screen every time that Graves appeared. Now, due to this, the fans, and I would say most of the fans really, have become fond of the character. And another comment that I've seen that talks about the negatives of this reboot is that the American element has been missing from most of these stories for a long time. And it doesn't get more American than Philip Graves, who was born in Texas and became a Marine at a young age. When he talks, I literally hear egos echoing behind his every word. I'm just kidding about that part. But the main point is that Graves can absolutely carry a game alone, at least in my opinion. And this would give us the opportunity to see more of his character and maybe his history. And like we've talked about before on the channel, we could also see him go on maybe his very own redemption arc. Now, there are two possible stories that I can see being told in this potential spin-off type of game. But before we do that, you may wonder, who is the Shadow Company? Well, they are a private military company that deals with global risk management and protection that specializes in troop, air, and maritime deployment worldwide. And if you're looking for a more in-depth analysis, you can see this video about the Shadow's history and their formation.
Loaders, get your rounds in the can.
Yes, Commander.
Nav, set a heading for that compound.
Roger.
Fire officer, keep a hand on that hot switch. We're just getting started here.
Solid copy.
Pilot, you have the con. Once on station, circle the target. Bring us around.
Sir.
Com, get me General Shepard.
Raj, stand by.
And now moving on to those storylines. I think we could have the game be a prequel and focus on the early days of the Shadow Company and what led to Graves leaving the Marines. We could actually see it play out through flashbacks while Graves is telling a story. And this would allow us to play a mission or two during those final days of him being a Marine. And we could learn a lot more about Graves and his true beliefs. In this prequel, we could see him tackle different missions as he looks to become a powerful PMC before he even meets General Shepard. I think in this game, we could also create our own character, and we could be a new recruit of the Shadow Company. We would go on operations with and without Commander Graves. We would meet other high-ranking operators within the Shadows, and we could finish the game doing a mission for General Shepard where we play as the guy in the truck that gets killed by the Connie group. And that could be a major twist, and we could also see Graves' point of view and the aftermath of this mission, having lost some of his men due to Shepard. Now, I'm not a game writer, and maybe this sounds stupid, but if you have other ideas and even better ones, let me know in the comments and we can actually check those out and maybe make a video on them as well. And for the second storyline, or the other potential route that Call of Duty Shadows can go, is one that takes place after the events of a potential Modern Warfare 4. Let's say that the conflict with Makarov finishes and Task Force 141 do their thing. Graves survives the events of the game, and with everything that occurred, he realizes that it's time to take care of his shadows again. And he remembers the early days and why he made the PMC in the first place. Again, here we could see the early days information of the Shadows, as well as get a little bit of history or backstory for Commander Graves. We could also see the internal conflict that he may or may not have had when he received the news to take out any loose ends after Mexico. And this would focus on him turning against Ghost and Soap, because I don't really think he ever liked and or trusted Alejandro too much due to the history that he had with Valeria. This game would also see us become a new recruit as Graves looks to build his name again and return the Shadows to a place amongst the best PMCs in the world. With this route, we could see the Shadows taking on much smaller scale operations, maybe ones that don't involve the world ending and larger than life villains. These stories or these operations could be small real world conflicts that go on every day. We could help and travel the globe in many operations that help stabilize or protect certain regions and people. And throughout all of this, we can see Graves and some of his more nicer qualities return. And again, if you have an idea for a Shadows game that takes place after the events of the current Modern Warfare games, let me know your stories, your thoughts, and what you think in the comments below, and we can make a video out of those as well. See, I think the possibility of doing something like this could be awesome for Activision, and it would bring some realism and soul to their current Call of Duty franchise. It would also show us that not all villains need to stay villains in the world of Call of Duty. And to be quite honestly, I selfishly want to see Warren Cole as Graves for a long period of time, meaning a full game. I think it would be so damn cool.